Welcome back to Blind Reading with Hungry Harmony. Today's read, Bride of Discord, Chapter 12, The Story.
Discord, may I ask you something?
The Draconicus had just finished showing Fluttershy his water skiing tricks and was drying off. Anything, my dear, he said over his shoulder. She looked down at a blanket she was sitting on.
Well, I've been here for 3 weeks and...
He made his towel disappear and teleported to her side. Yes?
Well, there's something that's been on my mind and...
He scooted closer to her. Go on.
I just want to know.
A ray of hope appeared on Discord's face. Was she finally going to say it? But she said it was a question. Still, was this it? She looked up at him.
Where did you come from?
His expression fell. Oh, I see. Well, my dear, when a male Draconicus and a female Draconicus fall in love. Thank you, Fluttershy.
That's not what I meant.
It's like, I do not want to hear that story. He sighed. I know. I warn you, though, it's not a cheery tale. It's not a cheery tale. Fluttershy lay onto her belly.
I'm listening.
Discord smiled and took a breath. I wasn't always the one of my kind. I had a mother and a father, like every creature had. There was a land filled with Draconiqui, but there were very few of us even then. I was only a few years old when it happened.
What happened?
He paused. It's a blur. All I remember is lots of snow and ice. It must have been abnormal weather if not even the Draconiqui could control it. At some point, I got separated from my parents, and I woke up one morning to find myself in a cave. I survived on chocolate milk and cotton candy. Our magic starts at an early age, you see. After a while, the blizzard ended, and I started off on my own. He made another pause before continuing. I'll spare you the details. Let's just say that it didn't take long for me to realize that I was different from most creatures. I searched everywhere for other Draconiqui, but found none. When I figured that I was the only one left, I tried to fit in with the other animals, but they were either frightened of me or found me ridiculous. Then I found Equestria and you ponies. And well, let's just say that didn't take kindly to my appearance either. I eventually gave up trying to fit in and focused on my magic, making myself at home in a cave in the mountains.
Was it that cave you took me from?
Fluttershy interjected. Yes, in fact. You know, Celestia has stopped by there several times to see if I was hiding there. I made myself invisible whenever she came.
How did she know you were there?
Because she found me there. You know, before her dye job. She saw me practicing my magic and might I add, she was quite impressed with it. She said I should use my talents for good. Well, he twiddled his fingers, she wasn't specific on her definition of good. He gave a small laugh. I guess I may have disrupted a few banquets and rained out a couple of parades. It was after I had accidentally turned the roads into soap and lots of ponies called me a freak that things got out of hand. You know, I don't like being called a freak. Even Celestia was angry with me. I just got angry back, so I took over Equestria and, well, you know the rest. Fluttershy was silent for a while.
What was it like being in stone?
He hesitated. Cold, dark, but you're still aware of your surroundings. I heard those comments from the tourists. My head is not like a donkey's.
Did it hurt? The stone, I mean.
Not physically, though I had my share of defacers, gravitas, and pigeons. At least Celestia had the decency to have me washed once a week. If only I had someone to scratch my nose. He trailed off and stared into space.
You really are alone, aren't you?
Discord looked down at her. Yes, I was. Not anymore, now that you're here. He used his tail to bring her closer, making Fluttershy blush. You know, I don't even remember what they looked like, he said suddenly. My parents. I don't remember a thing about them. Fluttershy hung her head.
Well, I
I don't have parents either. And this is before we knew Fluttershy actually had parents, so makes sense. Alternate universe right there. He looked at her with wide eyes. In all his years of spying, how could he have missed that significant detail? Well, you were planning something else. What happened? Her lip quivered.
I never knew my father, and my mother passed away a few years ago.
She looked up at him.
I suppose we're more alike than we thought.
Discord gasped. We are?
You see,
she glanced down at her hooves.
I was very shy as a filly and could barely fly. All the other ponies laughed at me.
He choked. They laughed at you? Tell me their names, I'll make them suffer. Okay, that is so me. That is so me. Every time someone hurts my friends and I ask them, okay, where do they live? Let me sit on them. Let me teach them a lesson. Tell me where they live and I'll find them. It's like, how dare they hurt my friends? So same thing. It's like, I love that. Tell me their names, I'll make them suffer. I love that. She giggled.
Don't do that. It was a long time ago. Anyway, I know what it's like to be different. And I know how lonely that can be.
She paused.
Also, I was almost turned to stone once by a cockatrice.
You what? How did you escape?
Well, I stared.
He blinked. Seriously? You stared down a cockatrice?
Yes?
Fluttershy squeaked as he threw his arms around her. Beauty, grace, talent, and a stare that defies the laws of nature. You're just the whole package, aren't you? I love it. He gently tried to push him away.
Discord, please.
Did you not hear me, darling? I'm saying you're perfect. Her cheeks turned red.
Discord.
Is there something in your ear? He stuck his claw in her ear. Let's see.
Discord, what are you?
She gasped as he pulled out a red thornless rose. Oh. Well, would you look at that? No wonder you couldn't hear. Almost as beautiful as the pony it came from. Fluttershy stared at the floor as he placed it in her hooves.
It is lovely,
she said, inhaling the scent. It's nothing compared to you. After all, what could rival your beauty? She stiffened as he laid his hands on her shoulders and whispered in her ear. Nothing, that's what. She laughed nervously.
That's really flattering and all, but...
Come now, my dear. What do you think I'm so intent on making you mine?
But I already agreed to...
You know what I mean. Which is why I will ask again. Do you love me, Fluttershy? There it was. She should have known it was coming. He had been more persistent lately. Last night he had prepared a candlelight dinner before asking. She turned to face him and was unsure of what to say. She didn't know what was wrong with her. Usually she would say no immediately, but it had become harder and harder for her to say it. The hopeful look on his face made it even more difficult. She glanced back at the rose. It had been a sweet gesture, and the poor dear had been all alone all his life. How could she reject him after hearing all that? Was that why he had told it to her? Was he taking advantage of her pity? Was any of it true? He would not lie to her, would he? True or not, Fluttershy knew he was lonely, and that he seemed to care for her. But she could not do it. She might as well be saying, I do at the altar. She was not ready. Fluttershy shut her eyes and turned away. No, Discord. The Draconomist moved away from her. Fluttershy saw the twitch in his eye. Are you all right? Don't worry about me, I'm fine, he gritted his teeth. Just perfect. Oh my goodness, sorry, I need a drink. Oh, my throat is starting to hurt. Okay. I was this close, Discord shouted to his mirror. This close! I try to be nice, I tell her my secrets, I say she is the most beautiful creature on the planet repeatedly, and she still rejects me. He pounded on the glass. What am I doing wrong? He gazed at his reflection, waiting for it to talk back, but it continued to copy his movements. He let out a sigh. Be patient, Discord. You've at least gotten somewhere with that pony. She'll say yes eventually. You just need to up your approach. The next day when Fluttershy was feeding the bird, she looked up to the sky to see writing in it. Do you love me? Oh dear. Discord appeared 2 seconds later with a bouquet of tulips in his paw. For a while she did nothing but glance between him, the tulips, and the message, and then she solemnly shook her head. The following evening, Discord laid two deck chairs out in the balcony and created a fireworks display. Fluttershy was in awe until the same question exploded in the sky. Looking at his expectant face, she was almost compelled to say yes, while her conscience said no. Good that your conscience said no. But she could not find the courage to say either. When she turned away from him, Discord did not need to hear the answer and sank sadly into his chair. The next morning, she found another bouquet of tulips and a heart-shaped box in front of her door. In the bouquet was a note reading, "Only the most beautiful flowers for the most beautiful of ponies." She sat on her bed and opened the box to reveal some chocolates and another note. "Do you love me?" She sighed and allowed the note to fall to the ground. Discord materialized beside her, his arms crossed and his face filled with frustration. "How long do I have to wait?" She looked up at him in alarm.
Discord!
"How long?" Fluttershy choked on her words. I... Have you lost all knowledge of speech that you can't even say a polite no anymore?
Discord, I'm sorry, but...
I'm sorry, he said, mimicking her voice. How many times are you going to say that? Until my 2000th birthday? Tears were developing in her eyes.
I just...
Do you not like it here?
No,
It's the castle too drafty. Is it my breath? Oh, I get it. It's my looks, isn't it? Or maybe it's my age. You prefer some young, handsome stallion, right? I'm just too different from you.
Discord,
Fluttershy shouted.
Your looks have nothing to do with this.
Then why? He demanded. I've given you everything you could want. Swallowed my pride for you and told you things I've never told any pony. He picked up the bouquet. Why? Why do you still reject my affections?
Because you treat me like a prisoner.
His face fell as she snapped at him. Fluttershy then took a breath and moved towards the window.
I understand you don't want me to leave, and that we had a deal. But if you were really my friend, you wouldn't keep me like a caged bird. You've tried so hard to make me happy, but you still deny me the one thing I want.
She glanced out as some of her birds tried to fly into the forest but were stopped by the force field.
Now I'm treating my friends the same way.
She hung her head in shame. Discord continued to hold on to his anger. Well, you've demanded me the one thing I want, and what I want is... His frustration melted away when she saw the tears streaming down her cheeks. He cautiously stepped toward her. I'm sorry, he said softly. I didn't mean to... He slightly touched her mane, only to have her pull away. Fluttershy. She faced him.
I want to let them go.
He blinked. What? This is not in the audio drama. The part where keeping is a prisoner, yes, but I feel like I don't remember this in the audio drama. This specific part. Fluttershy glanced back at the animals outside.
It would be selfish of me to keep them here. They're not here because they need me. I thought they did, but I just wanted them here for myself.
Discord put his claw on her shoulder. That's why I brought them here. For you.
And now I want you to send them back.
But don't they make you happy?
Look at them.
She pointed at the birds pecking at the invisible wall.
They don't want to stay here. That's why you have to send them back.
He stared at her for a while, wiping away her tears. You sure this is what you want? She looked up at him and nodded. Oh my gosh. I'm just thinking, Discord, you're rushing things. And the thing is, now that you're friends with Fluttershy, you need... That's a thing. He never had a friend, so he has no idea how to do this. He just wants the bride, so in a way, like, oh, this should be easy, like this and this. No. This is why it's so good that, but it's like so frustrating that he keeps asking, and of course Fluttershy is gonna reject, because even though they've gotten close, like close to being friends and, you know, telling each other secrets, it's important to, you know, as in, like, you know, when you have a friend, you want to, you know, have a close relationship to him as a friend. And if one of them wants something more, well, maybe being friends for maybe years or maybe a year and a half, then maybe you can start the dating thing or something like that. I don't know. I just think that's how it should kind of go in a way. Some people have it, you know, that fast because they think they click and they want, you know, they want to be together, they're dating right away. I don't know. I like to, you know, make friends first, and if I start to have feelings for this person, then maybe I'll do more things and, you know, this and that. But because Fluttershy knows here in this instance that if she says yes, they're going to be married. And in a way, she'd rather be, you know, like, I'd rather be engaged first and then get married, you know? So, in a way, well, it's kind of saying when she says yes, it could be an engagement thing. I don't know, but this, it's so hard because Discord's getting the same message twice. First, from Zecora saying, like, if you love something, you must set them free. So, and now Fluttershy saying that, well, she loves her animals so much and she's been keeping them here kind of for her own selfish reasons. This is why she needs to let them go so that they can actually be free, because they are not happy being trapped. And I'm hoping that finally Discord will get that. Like, literally get that in his tiny skull. It's like, ugh. I don't know, but it's really good writing, and oh my goodness, and I can't wait to get to the next chapter. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys will stay tuned when the next chapter comes out, or might be already out. Again, thank you. Hungry Harmony, out. Friendship is magic.